The Formal Gamer, podcast for those with exquisite taste.
We return to Seathwaite, where the city glitters but hides a dark and dangerous underbelly. Two brothers, Locke and Key, are tasked with an assassination that will rock the city to its core. But are these wretched villains up to the task? Seathwaite is cutthroat, cruel, and unforgiving. Can Locke and Key keep their heads when all hell breaks loose? And who is the mysterious figure known as the Weasel? And will he be friend or foe?
Hi guys, welcome to episode 15 of season 9 of the Formal Gamer podcast. Sorry this episode is so late, and sorry I didn't have an intro on last week's episode. I was on a stag do last weekend. I couldn't find anywhere quiet to record. It was a bit crazy. And this weekend I've moved house, so I'm currently surrounded by boxes. I don't even have the internet. I'm having to use a mobile hotspot to do this. My television isn't even plugged in yet. That's what standard we are on at the moment. But still, I said I'd get the podcast out today, and god damn it, I've got it out today. I know the current season is broken down a bit with the 3 characters all separated, which does mean there's a little less banter between us, but when it all comes together at the end, it will be glorious, I assure you, because I've heard it. But more important than any of that is that you enjoy the episode.
Hello again to another episode of the Formal Gamer podcast.
Yeah!
Woo-woo. The hit is emotion. Henkel, Henkel, whatever his fucking name is, doesn't know how much trouble he is. Lewin is somewhere in the city riding a carriage to his doom.
How exciting.
The White Castle is being infiltrated. Key has found a Boxes of Solitude area where he can just chill out.
Yeah.
And eat small bits of meat. Or take small bites out of big pieces of meat.
Yeah. That's what I was up to.
So are you taking...
I don't think Lance needs to know what I was doing. I like the fact that you know what I was doing, really.
Okay, so we're still keeping things separate because, well,
Yes.
2 of you in the same location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of you has had his own adventure. Lance has had his adventure off, and you knew that he was going to try and enter the castle through
Yeah.
the moat.
Well, he's
Yes.
easily the most competent of us, so I assume he went without a kick.
No problems at all with Lance. We are pretty damn sure of that.
Oh.
Because he's a consummate professional.
If there's one of us as a liability, I'm here.
Yeah.
So we know that no one else is a liability in this mission.
No, we have a party of 8 now, eh?
Oh, we forgot the Weasel army.
No, we have a party of 8.
Oh, I hope the crocodiles are looking forward to meeting us.
Okay, so we're going to continue on with Key and Locke.
Okay.
So does that mean Lance is leaving the room?
Well, it depends what you want us to do. If we're just doing sort of fanning about, I think we're all right. But anything major,
Yeah.
I think maybe he should have to cover his ears.
I mean, if we're thinking maybe we can make switches between, then we could just pop
Yeah.
our fingers in our ears.
Okay. So
So, how busy is this room?
it's quite busy. There are people spread throughout it. There's a slightly more of a crowd at the bar, but it's not like the areas upstairs where it's like packed, pushing through crowds of people. It's not like a massively busy bar or pub. It's more of an eloquent, like high society kind of busy.
Is there a bathroom?
Yes, there is. You can see at the back corner on the right-hand side there is doors which look like they are for toilets.
Okay, I'm going to just wander down there because I'm a guard and check the toilets.
Okay, you look inside. There's some stalls in there. You're checking the male toilets. I had you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fair question.
Yeah, it's a fair one.
So-
I didn't know if they were unisex. You know, some people are beyond gender.
Or maybe there are elf toilets and human toilets and goblin toilets.
That's a good point. Actually, they would probably need more substantially different toilets than male, female.
I mean, maybe there's a separate building for toilets.
So you go in. You hear the sound of someone washing their hands. There's some sinks on the far side. These basins with lovely smelling perfumes and soap. It's a very nice smelling toilet, and there's a bunch of stalls to your right.
Okay, I go into the stalls.
Okay, so
I pick the furthest stall.
Okay, you go into the furthest stall. It is unoccupied.
Well, that's good, because if I'd gone in there, it was occupied with orcs. Half
Literally,
orcs.
yeah.
I close the door, and I'm looking around to see if there's anywhere I can hide a rapier.
There there isn't really so there is like a box built into the back of this toilet. The toilet seems to be just a tube just going into the ground, and there seems to be some kind of a wooden system behind that is kind of a lot of the walls here are white stone.
Right, but there's not enough room behind it to hide the rapier.
Well, it's a closed system. It's just like a panel over the top.
The cubicle to my right, is there space under it and over it?
Yes, there's some small space under it.
Okay, I leave the toilet and I go... Would I be able to slide the rapier under that space?
Yeah, definitely.
I leave that and I go back to Locke. Yeah. I'm Key.
Yes.
Just want everyone to remember who we are. And I stand next to him and I'm going to try and... Are there people sort of near us?
Not close enough that you couldn't lean in and whisper to each other.
I want to lean in. I sort of want to do it like I'm talking. I'm not talking, so I'm through my teeth. So no one's going to be quite sure I'm talking. I'm going, "Hello, stranger." Nod if you can hear me.
I nod.
Would you like your sword back?
I nod again.
Okay. I'm going to go to the toilet again and go into the furthest cubicle. You go into the second furthest cubicle. Then I'll pass it under the door.
I nod again.
Well, in case there's someone in there, I'll go into a cubicle and you just make sure you go to a cubicle next to that cubicle. Because if someone's suddenly having a poo, I don't want to kick the door down just to enforce this rule about the fourth cubicle.
I nod twice to make sure he gets the picture. Just do it.
Okay, I'll wander off to the toilets again.
And I'm going to, after a very small amount of time, I will get up casually and to walk over.
As Locke is going into the toilet, he bumps into a man coming out. He says, "Oh, excuse me," and then he moves past you, and you go inside the toilet. There is one door that is occupied.
So I go to the second farthest cubicle.
Okay, you go there.
And close the
There's
cubicle
the occupied
door.
one next to you, and as you stand in that cubicle, you get poked in the ankle by a rapier blade.
Hopefully it's sheathed.
You lose 1 damage.
I lose 2 toes.
You can see a nose and a mouth at the crack underneath it as well. There is your rapier.
Well done, Key. No, not doing that voice. Well done, Key.
Good.
What are you going to do now?
Did you have any other weapons I meant to give you at this point?
I did.
Were they daggers?
Yes,
I
they
can slide the
were.
daggers under as well.
Within my disguise, do you think I would be able to maybe keep a bag within my coat, or would that be a bit
strange.
more?
So
Yeah,
are you looking to hide?
it would be quite like a very thin bag with very little in it.
So,
Just some key items.
is this the bag shaped like a rapier?
Okay, it's fine. Don't worry.
No, listen. I would have you as the man who's in the business you are.
Yeah.
We can say that your rapier is a concealed weapon.
Yeah.
Which means that you can easily conceal it on your body.
Okay.
We'll say it's something where the handle folds in and you
Okay.
can put it across your back
That's
under your
what.
jacket.
Yeah. Okay. Would it potentially have easy access for pulling?
You
or
could, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so I would put my daggers within, and also the rapier in a good position.
You're going to stab the daggers inside you.
No. Put them in inside the coat, so there'll be pockets and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. I wasn't stabbing myself.
I hope you will. Yes, fine. Yeah, everything's concealed, and you've done these kind of work before,
Yeah.
and you feel like things are smooth.
Sure. Okay. Yes. I also ask for my bag of. One moment.
I haven't got that.
That's not it.
Pitons.
No.
I've got 2 bags of pitons.
My bag of ball bearings.
Oh yeah, slide them under one at a time.
You realise he's replaced your bag of ball bearings with marbles.
my bell
Oh, yeah, I put your bell under.
and
Okay.
Then I put my
and,
bell
and
under.
also the candles that I stole
Okay, yeah.
from the
I could
entertainment
be
room.
in stash
yeah,
of
But that's
You
it.
could have just carried them through with you. You were worried about metal sniffing dogs.
Yeah.
But the bell.
It's fine. We could
The
play-
bell, yeah, but the
Yeah.
candle. I don't think the candles are metal.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
even if you get searched, I wonder if a security guard looking for metal weapons would take a bell off you.
Well,
He might be like, "Why have you got a bell?"
Yeah,
but he might
And then
also
you say,
find my wooden.
"I might get attacked by a spaceship spider."
But it'd be a little bit weird if he finds my wooden
Daggers, yeah, he doesn't want to be
daggers.
searched.
So I don't really want to be searched or any attention drawn to me, really.
Your bells are funny. That's like a hand bell, though.
It's very small. Remember?
Oh,
yes.
yeah, no,
remember.
yeah. You actually specifically said it's very small.
We did
And I
discuss this.
Factored that exactly into the roll, and you still scared the face.
Really?
Yes. Well, you don't really.
You were there!
Yeah, no, that's not black and white, guys. Think a little head.
Racist.
Like the fact that the difficulty was harder because it was a little bell. That's what I was excited
it's
about.
Stupid. If something's stupid, I make it very hard.
But it's not stupid because
And
it
then
works.
some characters just luck through
Just
anyway.
a higher difficulty. Anyway, so okay, so I have those things.
Yes.
Key, do you remember what the plan is now for you?
Yeah, I try and make sure you get across safely with all your stuff. Then I go back to the Fortress of Solitude. Then chaos.
Wonderful, Key.
Good 3-step plan.
I'll see you later, brother.
Okie dokie.
I exit the cubicle and I go back to where I was previously sitting if it's not unoccupied.
Okay.
And I would like to do another check just to see if I'm seeing people, the people I'm looking for, the people I'm
Go ahead
interested
and
in. 11 plus 4, 15.
11 plus 4,
Yeah.
15. You don't see anyone that stands out to you.
You mentioned that there's a balcony upstairs. Did you mention there's an upper floor that was much busier? Did you? No?
No, I think. Are you thinking inside the castle? Because you're not in the
Yeah.
castle yet. You're just underground in the port.
No, oh, okay. I thought when Key asked what does it look like, you said it's much busier upstairs. Maybe I imagined that. Okay, no worries. Then I go and sit down. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you sit down. No, so this is just
And I'll take my guard position next to him in case anyone comes over.
yeah, it's a room which is a very nice, well made out room. It's a bar. There's a tunnel at the far end. There's these double doors that Key came through, and then there's at the very south side is where you came from, which was the port entrance.
Okay.
And you know you're currently underground, underneath the square. You're not
Okay.
inside the castle.
So probably we're waiting for some kind of opening, and then we'll be moving into
People
another
are
area.
walking through the tunnel at the moment.
Oh,
That's
really?
where there's a general flow of people
Okay.
going.
I will go through the tunnel then. I'll start proceeding. I'll follow the crowd.
Okay, go ahead. So you move through the tunnel. You move towards the tunnel, rather. There are guards at that guard point,
Okay.
and they ask to check your ticket again.
Sure. And I show the...
Roll me a deception.
Sure.
Cocked.
Yeah, it is. 14 plus 6.
Again, they check your ticket and they wave you through happily. And they move aside in a slightly bowing motion.
Okay.
You walk through a stone tunnel, and the stone tunnel emerges to kind of like a. It merges where you now see kind of struts of a roof, and clearly a wooden roof structure above your head. To the sides, there is stone at your feet.
Okay.
Stone come up at the sides, and there's this lattice with vines and flowers growing between it, and you can see moonlight coming through the lattice.
Okay.
And as you walk out, there's a couple of people in front of you talking and drinking and moving along, again dressed in very fancy clothes. As you move out and look through the lattice, you can see you're about 10 foot suspended above the moat
Oh.
on a kind of sky bridge-esque thing,
Okay.
right? And you can see you're heading into the castle.
Okay.
As you move across this bridge, which is suspended over the moat, you can see... roll me a perception check, actually.
19.
19, wow.
Plus 6.
Four.
4, 23.
So as you get to the other end, you can see there's a lattice now in the ceiling, the roof of the bridge,
Okay.
that is, as you're walking across, you can see this lattice is much closer to the castle.
It's still with the vines you mentioned?
No vines.
Oh, okay.
So you can see through the lattice.
Okay.
And through that, you can see a barred small window, and you can make out a silhouette in that window. And that's a window in the castle.
Okay.
So
Well-
you're looking through the roof of the bridge, and you're looking at this barred window, this very small bar window.
Would I perhaps recognise where that might be in terms of the castle?
You're going into the southwest turret, and there is a map there if you want to look at it.
Blong. I'm staying very still.
Well,
Just to give you a heads up.
But you're in the VIP area, so you're not in a box of solitude.
No. But I don't want to go.
Okay.
I'm watching them
Sure.
leave to
Okay,
make sure
yep.
he gets across first.
Yep.
And you can see a silhouette in there, and they seem to be writing something, because you did a very good perception check.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, so you walk now into this area, which is a nicely lit stone area with a circular staircase, because you're going inside a castle turret, so
Yeah,
it's
sure.
going up. You go up circular staircase.
And there are still a lot of people guests flowing along.
Yep,
Okay.
again, it's not like crowds and crowds of
Yeah.
people, but
There's enough
There's a
people,
frequency
yeah,
of
yeah,
people, so people ahead of you. You go up one kind of what you feel like to be about kind of almost one flight. You get to a point where there's a guard standing on the staircase, and he's motioning you to go through an archway to your left, which you feel would take you inside the castle.
Okay, yeah, so I'm very much just following the rest of the
As
guests.
you go around, you can see that staircase goes further and further up.
Okay.
You now on a straight staircase, and you're walking up
Okay.
this staircase, and you are now in a corridor, and there are people in there talking in the corridor. Again, VIP guests are in there. There's no one instructing you where to go now.
Okay.
You're looking down this corridor. Down is kind of facing north.
Sure.
It's going into the castle. You can see an archway on the right-hand side, down the very end of the corridor, and then on the left, opposite the archway, there is a statue of a white knight.
Okay.
To your side, there is an open door, and you can hear some hustle bustle in there.
Okay.
Some general chit chat and hustle bustle.
Okay. I'm going to continue calmly walking along as if I'm just looking around. And I will be paying attention again if I'm seeing any of these key people I'm looking for.
Okay.
And also to pay attention at the door that's open with the hustle bustle.
Okay. So you're just kind of milling in the corridor then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay, well let's leave you there in the corridor and go back and see what Key is doing.
So I've seen the sort of have all the VIPs made their way over.
No, not all of them yet. There's
Right.
still people milling about. There's still VIPs coming in. There's
Right, okay.
One gnome VIP that's coming very sharply.
Have
dressed
any
with a
guards
retinue.
gone across?
No guards have gone across, no.
Interesting. Any guards on the arch doorway?
There are two guards on the doorway. Which doorway?
The doorway that I came through where I made the guy have
The
lockjaw.
doors are now closed to that doorway.
Interesting. Okay. But are people coming through those doors still?
No.
VIPs? No VIPs are coming through
No
that one.
VIPs are moving through.
Where are the VIPs arriving from?
They're arriving from the south corner, which is going through kind of the port. You came in from the east side, from
Yeah.
the kind of the supply docks area. They're coming in from the VIP docks, which is the south, and then the north is this tunnel which Locke went through.
Okay, I'm going to go south towards where the VIPs are coming in from.
Okay.
Because I know that the guards might not be that pleased with me if I go past them there because, I gave them poisoned meat and that one got angry at me.
Yep.
So I'm going to walk against the tide of VIPs.
Okay. It's not like a massive tide.
Yeah, but
general
that's
flow.
the way I'm
Okay.
going, yeah.
So you're moving through this crowd, this flow, and you go to the south side. Again, you can see through to outside area where it's nicely. There's like an archway coming in with Cupid paintings above, and it's quite a nice area, well lit with blazes. You can see these canal boats coming in and dropping people off.
Okay,
Nice boats.
I'm going to go up to the docks there.
Yep.
I'm going to have a little look around. Is there any way to get from the docks up onto the mainland?
No.
Then I'm going to see, are any boats getting ready to leave?
Yeah, but there are boats coming along and dropping people off.
So I just want one that's just about to leave.
Yep.
Okay, and I go, for 5 gold, will you take me round to the bridge?
This is Gravlax's private boat. We don't do hiring.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
But what about for 10 gold? Would you just give me a quick ride? I'm one of the guards for the party.
No, sorry, Gravlax will get very angry.
That's fine.
Okay.
So I'm just going to...
15.
I'll just wait for another one.
Okay, and then you wait for one which clearly looks like a rented one.
Yeah.
And then they're happy to...
Yep.
You give them 5 golds to move you around to another side.
Yeah, so I just want someone I can get back on and almost cross back onto it.
Okay.
somewhere.
So where are you trying to head to exactly?
Even if I have to go back to the start and go through the gates again with all the people, I just don't want to go.
So do you mean go back to the very place you started? Cross
Almost,
the bridge?
yeah. If that's the most sensible place to get
So
on.
basically, there's a supply dock, and then there's the other side.
Yeah. So I need to go the other side really,
Okay.
because I don't think there's any sensible way to get up through the guards again.
So they row you to the other side. You get up on the bridge, and then you're going back where you're walking past this massive queue. Roll me a deception check. You're coming
15.
Wonderful.
-1.
You're coming up to the checkpoint again, and again you hold up your ticket, put your head down, and you walk straight through.
Okay, then I'm gonna head round. I've still got my backpack with explosives in it, so I'm gonna head round to the east and go and scope out the pipe. So however long that takes to get round there.
Okay. Yeah. So you spend 20 minutes walking around.
Okay. I got a bomb to prepare, but I'm not very intelligent. Neither of you ever spoke to me about taking the bombs from me, and I'm gonna kill myself almost certainly.
Where did you leave the bombs?
They're in a backpack. I said to the DM, it's pretty obvious it's mental.
Okay.
I'm not gonna have them much longer, and Pivot might die in the Chamber of Solitude. Oh no, he came out, didn't he? Yeah. And I don't know if he's strong enough to get back in it on his own.
Yeah,
so hopefully I'll find Pivot again.
Who knows?
So yeah, I'm fine. Just I'm going to go around there and just do scoping out.
Okay. So you go around the corner. You scope out the general area. You've got there's a map there that shows you essentially you've got some market stalls. You're walking past some of these pork rotisseries that come out of the ground.
That from last time.
You go around the corner. And
that's the pipe, isn't it?
Yeah. You walk up to this pipe, and as you're walking up to this pipe, you can see there's a small goblin who's dressed in kind of khaki jacket walking away.
By khaki, do we mean the colour or it's covered in cack?
Probably both. He's got rings round his neck.
Do I
Yeah, that's what Lance has. He's got African rings round his neck to extend.
I was hoping I was going to see Galak.
I like you, Galak, so much more than Lance.
I didn't expect him to be this side of the thing at the moment.
You can see him
how
in
long
the
is
distance.
oh right, yeah, okay, yeah.
So I wander over to I don't speak directly to him. I stand next and go.
He's off.
Oh, is
he's
he?
off. Yeah, you see him.
Yeah, I think we'd have a bit of a time paradox if you.
No, you don't.
No, I say if you did.
Oh
speak
yeah,
to
if
me.
you did talk.
Yeah. Okay, I just watch him.
So
what does he do?
He's just walking off around the corner to the talent show, at the very north side. So he quickly disappears from your
I
viewpoint.
don't remember your plan being going to a talent show.
He's got a massive double bass with him.
I don't remember any
He's
of
a
this.
one-man band now.
Okay, so I go to where the pipe is.
Right.
Now, if I remember rightly from when we were here the first time, because that was a long time ago, and I'm very stupid, there's no way to get to where the pipe goes into the ground here, is there?
No, it seems to shoot right down into the ground, not into the moat, into the
into the solid stone, wasn't it?
Solid stone.
But if I followed it the other way, it went into a building, didn't it?
It did. So that's going east into these shops, which is the edge
so
of the
that's where
square.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go east and into the shops.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I'm going to see if I can find a building it goes into.
Okay. So you go into this tobaccery, which you've been in before, but it was yesterday, and it's a busy place, so they don't really recognise you.
Okay, but it's upstairs somewhere. The
Yes.
pipe, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Can I see any way to get upstairs?
It's quite a narrow shop, and there's a counter along the side of it going quite deep. They've got lots of things on the front and lots of things on the back wall. At the back of the room, there is a doorway with kind of lots of beads hanging down.
Okay.
There's at the moment 2 people serving customers. It's quite busy in there.
Right. Okay, I'm going to leave the shop and just stand outside, and I think I'll go in there later and call, because if I get kicked out now, it'll be annoying.
Okay, wonderful.
So that's going to be my long-term plan. That's why I'm going to blow up the pipe.
Key's never jumped the gun before on anything, has he?
I've not taken my blitz yet, but also the people running this shop are fucked. Because either I'm blowing the pipeline up in their shop, which is going to fuck their lives up, or they can tell me not to go up to blow the pipeline up in their shop, in which case I'm going to get really cross. And they're fucked because of that. I feel bad for them, but I can't see any situation which I get out of this alive.
Wonderful. So you wait there. So at the moment, in terms of the timeline, it's around 7:45-8ish, 7:50 for Key and for Locke. and now we're going to go to Lance, where it's 8:10.
Right. Yeah.
It is. Are we opportunity for those couple there is who don't want to listen? I mean, up to you.
I'm covering my ears.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, wonderful.
You put the headphones on so you know how the levels are.
He doesn't like the levels.
Oh.
No.
He just like, I don't care if the podcast doesn't work.
Yeah, is it because you're constantly making lip-smacking sounds into the mic?
Yeah, I was it's like autoeroticism. It was terrible. Yeah, I look up at the...
So where we last left you,
Yeah.
you set fire to one of the kitchen staff, caused a massive scene. Sneedle's actually in the location, and he kicked off. You managed to draw some guards away from the mechanic room that you were trying to get towards. There's this door that you've managed to get to. You were in between the mechanic room door, the storage room, and the kitchen. And at the moment, there's a hubbub going in the kitchen.
Right. I don't think there was any reason for me to go into the storage room, really.
No.
Not for the plan. So I go into I have a little stealth around the corner into the mechanic room.
Okay. Well, there's a door there at the moment.
Yeah, a Weasel can't fit. You're saying it's so tight that I can't fit underneath?
Yeah.
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 Fucking hell. Okay.
So, after looking up the size of holes weasels can fit into, we think maybe at the corner of the door there's just enough room for the weasel to squeeze itself underneath.
Yeah, my wife is thinner than I, so...
So you send your wife in and just let her to...
Yeah, no, it's just not that she would get stuck, but
Yes.
the both of us could fit in through.
Wonderful. So, you squeeze in under the door, and your first time you're in this mechanic room, right?
Yeah.
This room it's a really amazing sight to see. This is where the components, the mechanisms are built for the pagoda contraption. We talked about this before, so to remind players, if they've forgotten, there's this pagoda, which is essentially a lift, which goes vertically upwards and carries the guests of honour outside of the castle to the balcony where Jekyll Henkel, dressed as the White Knight, greets them. So within this room, you can see to your left as you enter the room, which is the south side of the castle, there's this amazing wall of cogs stretching up to the very top of the roof of the castle.
So we're talking like what, 7-8 stories?
Yeah, one story is about is about 20 feet because they're very high ceilings. So it's about kind of 60, 70 feet up, right?
Okay.
You can see down the far end, there's a guy working on on kind of a workshop area. He's hammering away at something. There's also a little foundry area, and there's piles of metal as well in that corner. To your left, you see this really wide railing, and at the moment you see three really giant kind of almost steel girders sitting at the bottom of this railing. So this railing is like a slot that goes all the way up, and you can see the cogs are lined up on the slot, and the cogs will match with these girders which have teeth in them, and that seems to be the mechanism for how the lift is carried up.
Right, but from what I understand, looking at it and what we said in the in the factory where we went to have a look, if I destroyed one of the cogs at the top, it wouldn't stop the whole machine working.
That's the insight you got. Yeah, you think about the plans of how this mechanism works. You think that if you destroyed a cog at the top, there's a safety mechanism where these girders, these three large girders, would fall down in place and hit the next cog, and it will be stuck in place, and it could no longer travel up because there's a cog missing. Right.
Right, so it would go up and then stop where I'd broken one, yeah? Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, and there's somebody working in this machine room, right?
Yeah. So this machine room is quite deep. It's almost as deep as the kitchen, the way it stretches into the room. And there's someone working the other end, and it is noisy in here because there are some cogs turning. Although the cogs on the closest to the railing aren't moving at the moment because obviously
Does there look like there's any way that people who do maintenance get up there?
Yeah. So if you roll a perception check.
10 plus 3.
10 plus 3. So
6. I keep getting it wrong. My perception's 6. Fuck's sake.
10 plus 6.
Yeah.
So when you look up, you see this, like I said, this large room goes all the way up into the castle.
Yep.
The cogs are on your left, and on your right, you see it turn from going to a stone wall to being, again, lattice, which is has weaved in amongst it this kind of cherry blossomy vine. There are some flowers, occasionally petals falling from this. This lattice goes up a whole bunch of stories. This goes up as far as you can see. The cog wall goes as far as you see, and above you, about one story up, there's you can't quite make it out, but there's kind of a mess of catwalks above you.
Right, so there's a very pretty...
So last thing you looked at was there were these ladders with hooks on the end, and it looks like the ladders will get you up to the first set of catwalks. It's about a cog and a half up these catwalks. And in total,
huge cogs.
They are really large cogs. In total, there seems to be about 6 or 7 cogs up the side of the railing.
Right. Okay, well I better try and get up there with him with my wife.
Okay.
What am I rolling? Or am I?
How are you going to do it? Because these are ladders attached to the wall with hooks on the end. They're kind of just leant against the wall. These catwalks are suspended in the middle of the room.
Right. Okay. So how do I think somebody would get up there then? They would take a ladder, hook it on, climb up, pull the ladder up, hook it onto the next one, climb up. Is that am I right in thinking that?
That seems to be something that would be sensible, yeah.
Right. Okay. I'll turn around and have a look at the door. Has it got a lock on it?
The door behind you, you can see a keyhole on it.
Keyhole in
Yeah.
it. Right. There's no key in it. And are there any bolts or anything like that?
No,
or?
there's no bolts.
Do I think there's anything here that I could move across the door to make it not open? In fact, where are the hinges? Is it inward opening or outward opening?
It opens into the room.
Right. Is there anything here that I reckon I could barricade the door with? Should I need
Nothing on this side. There are lots of things down the far end of the room.
Sorry, nothing on this side, but there are.
Yeah, there are things down the far end of the
Alright,
room.
if I carried it from over there to...
Yeah, where this guy's working on his workstation.
Right. Looking at him, can I roll a perception to see if how many hit points he has, or whether he's just a mechanic, or he's just a civilian, whether he's buff as fuck?
Yep, so roll.
7 + 6.
So you can tell that he just seems like a worker. He's hammering away. He doesn't look particularly strong. Maybe his speciality is more with his mind rather than his brawn, if he's being a blacksmith.
Right. Okay. And I did. Apart from, do I feel that as a weasel I'd be able to climb up the lattice of the vines and such?
Yeah, definitely you could, like for sure. But like I said, that starts a story up, and then it turns into lattice. So it's a stone wall because you're in the basement, stone wall, and then it goes to lattice. But
Right.
if you were at that lattice as a weasel, yeah, you could for sure climb. That's like weasel heaven
Right.
up there.
Right. The trouble is I've already turned once. I've only got one more time I can turn. So if I turn back into a goblin, then
So if you roll with your passive insight, so you've got these ladders. At the moment, they're just leant against the wall. You could climb up. It just gets you higher up the wall. There's still a big gap between that ladder and these platforms that are suspended in the air.
yeah.
You could climb up the cogs because there's ridging in all the cogs, obviously. So you could probably climb up between them.
Yep.
That would get you up, but again, you're just up the wall where there's gap between you being on the wall and the platform.
I can still see you hitting the mics, even my fingers in my ears.
Shut up! Or you could get on the lattice again, but there's no decent way to get up, and you're still not near the platforms. If you wanted to, the platforms are the securest place to be, and your insight would tell you that's probably if they're doing work on the cogs, that's where they would climb into. However, you could just climb up the cogs. I mean, you want to get to the cogs, don't you?
Yeah.
So it's less secure, but the weasel again could climb up between these gaps. It's a massive clockwork wall going on here, you know. So you could
Yeah,
probably
but
find your way
feasibly,
up.
do I think I could climb 7 stories on these cogs? Right. Okay.
At the most, it's 5 stories because it's. So you're in the basement.
Yep.
There's a floor above.
Yep.
And then you'll know just from intel, that's the VIP area where Key was dragged through. Everyone was eating food. There's a floor above that where Henkel Jenkel is, and party guests are as well. He gives his addresses, and that's really what you've got to get up to. So you're going up one floor and another floor, but these are like, they're really high ceiling place. So we're talking about 20 foot, 25 foot per floor.
Right, so
you're probably
we're
going to be
expecting the lift to go all the way to the top, though, aren't we? That's what's happened previously.
Yes, so to where Henkel Jenkel is, yes.
So that's like five floors up.
Well, yeah, 50 foot.
Yeah.
It depends how you want to measure it, because it's only 2 floors up.
Right. Ultimately, I don't feel that going 50 foot up in the air as a weasel is going to be feasible. Because even when I get to the top of the cogs, I'm then just 50 foot up in the air on the cogs.
But weasel and feasible almost rhyme. So that was good.
Yeah, most things are feasible as a weasel. Using my passive insight, how often do I think people come in this room, apart from the guy downstairs?
You think it's very hard to tell, but you think that this isn't a room where there should be much foot traffic, because it's just the people that work on the mechanism have to work on the mechanism, and that's it.
Right. Okay.
So it's not like there's going to be party guests in there. It's not like there's going to be servants in there. That you haven't seen any guards have to go in a room for their general guard patrol, because it's just it's like kind of this, it's a bit of a boiler room, really.
Yeah. Right. Right. I tell Miss Stella, my lovely wife, go find somewhere that you can be safe in here. I look for somewhere that she might like, a box or something that she might.
Yeah,
be able
there'll be little crates and stuff that she
keep
can
an
go
eye out, yeah, and tell me if you see anyone coming to where I am. I then cast jump on myself as a
Wonderful.
weasel. As a weasel.
Yeah.
And I start to make my way up to the top of the...
So jump, triples your jump.
Yeah, but I am a weasel.
So you are a weasel. So I would say that you could... I don't know. Weasels could probably jump as far as humans can, I guess.
Do you know what? I'm looking
light.
at the stats. I don't actually have the jump stats. Speed 30 foot. So the speed is the same as a human.
We'll call it roughly the same as a human.
Yeah.
So we'll give them the same 15-foot jump. Okay.
Right. So I'd like to make my way up to the top.
Okay.
Well,
so
make my way at least up to the first bit where I might be able to cross over towards the vines, which might make it easier.
Okay. So.
Or any sort of like side little bits that I might be able to lean on the side of the sort of...
So you're jumping... I'm confused. So are you jumping towards the vines?
Onto the cogs.
Onto the cogs?
I can't reach up to the vines, can I?
No, it'll be a very tough jump. It's almost there, because it's the floor above, so you think it's about 20 foot in the air. So yeah, it's
almost ain't enough, is it?
No, it's well.
So if I go to the cogs, jump across.
If you turned into a goblin mid jump, maybe you could reach. But then you're a burn goblin.
No,
so that's fine.
I'd like to jump up the cogs.
Yeah.
Maybe transfer over to the middle of the walkway and then onto the vines.
Okay.
Because I assume it'd be easier climbing vines than the cogs. Am I right or not?
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah,
right?
I'd like to do that if that's okay then.
Okay. So you go to jump onto the cogs.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at this railing, it's going vertically up at the beginning, and then it's kind of turning.
Yep.
At when it starts reaching the top, where you think that's when the pagoda's getting up to the balcony.
Yep.
Right. There are big cogs next to the railing, and then the cogs begin to shrink in size as they get further in towards kind of the side, the furthest end of the room from you. So it's just this whole network of clockwork cogs.
Yep.
Are you going to try and climb the big cogs, the medium cogs, or the small cogs?
Well, bearing in mind my size, I think probably medium or small would be easier.
Okay, medium. So you're going about halfway, a bit over halfway into the room.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll me a stealth check.
11.
11, okay. So you patter along the ground, you stop at a moment as you get a bit worried and concerned, and then you think, well, this is quite a well-lit room, someone could see me right now, and then you carry on going. The guy at the workstation never turns round, and you get to these medium cogs.
Right, okay. I'd like to jump up and start climbing, eh?
Okay. So...
I look down and wave at Miss Stella.
Okay.
I'm all good.
So roll in athletics.
Oh, always at the athletics. 3 minus 1, 2. Good.
3 minus 1, 2. 3 minus 1, 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I can't imagine that went particularly well for him.
So no, you jump up to 15 foot in the air, and you just smack against a cog, and you kind of roll back down. Roll an athletics check or an acrobatics or an athletics to call your landing.
Acrobatics to land properly, 13.
13. Okay, you land, roll a d4 for damage.
3.
3. So you land and you take 3 damage.
Is that halved, or is that just like...
No, because isn't it 3 plus 4 for over 10 foot?
Yeah, but then did I pass the...
Yeah, you passed it, yeah.
So it's halved then?
Yeah,
the
so
damage.
3 plus 4, 7, call it 3.
Right, okay. Yep. Yeah, I said God do well, my friend. Fuck, I'm nearly bloodied, hey?
Okay, so you smack on the ground, and you cough up a bit of blood when you hit it. Okay.
I don't like the fact I can see him changing his character sheet. What's happening?
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
Still got my
I'll tell you what,
fingers, I'm
Lance
not sure
ain't
how
too
you
happy
react.
about it either, hey?
So, so you're now down at these medium cogs. You've smacked on the ground. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to have to try it again, eh?
Sure, go ahead.
What am I rolling?
You again rolling athletics.
Not acrobatics, eh?
You can, if you want to sell it to me, you can roll in acrobatics.
Well, I'm going to bounce off the corners of the wall and try and get up onto
Okay,
the
well,
cogs.
so bouncing off different cogs to kind of leap up.
Yeah, bearing in mind I'm fucking
parkour
super
motion.
jump as well, eh?
Yeah, okay, go for it.
12 plus 3, 15.
Okay, 15, wicked. So you'll start springing off these cogs, and these cogs are moving in motion, but you're there for such a small distance of time. You're leaping and bounding like 7-8 feet at a time up these cogs, and you're now 20 foot in the air, resting on a cog that is not moving at the moment. It's one of these big cogs.
If I get to the
resting
central walkway bits, looking down, would the guy at the bottom be able to see me?
No. So you're now 20 foot up.
Yep.
About kind of 10 foot into the room, there's one of these platforms. It's kind of like a catwalk, but it's just a big square.
Yeah.
And it has basically chains going upwards, just upwards into the ceiling.
Right.
It looks like there's 3 of them. One at this level, one another 15 feet up, and then one another 15 feet up. And they're kind of at a jaunty angle from each other. They're kind of not all on top of each other. They seem to be maybe spread out across the room.
Okay.
So you're looking into the room. There's this catwalk about 10 foot away. Then there's the catwalk there, and then so it's kind of a big square. So it's kind of like 15 feet by 15 feet, and then another 10 foot. There's these vines.
Right.
This lattice with all the vines going up as well.
Right, I'd like to make it to the middle, the catwalky bit.
Okay,
Yeah?
roll for it.
A 15 plus or minus something.
Right, well, give me your flavour. How are you going to do it? And it depends on what you use.
Yeah, I'll weasel backflip.
Okay, so you're on this cog, you do a massive weasel backflip.
Yeah.
You know that Stella's...
Like a spinny one as well.
Okay, like a corkscrew almost.
Yeah.
So as you're backflipping through your mind, you think this is really cool, but I just know Stella's down there worrying about me.
Yeah, she is. But she knows me, so it's cool.
So you do this backflip and land a perfect landing onto this catwalk. There are tools there. There's kind of a tool cabinet. There's a big handle there that looks like you can wench side to side, kind of like you'll see in a train yard.
Right.
In the ground of the
catwalk.
Of the catwalk, and it's this like 15-foot square kind of platform, basically. So you're now on this platform.
Right. Okay. And I think if I jump at the same distance the other side, I'd get onto the vines.
Yes, you think so.
Right. Do I have any idea what the lever is for inside?
You can roll an inside.
14 plus 3. 17.
So you kind of feel like it's weird this catwalk's away from the wall, because how useful can it be? And looking up, you think maybe that these catwalks themselves are on railings, so you can move them in and out of the wall, so you can move it closer to the wall or further away from the wall. And do you think you would need to have some kind of mechanism on the catwalk to do that?
Right, so I think this might be it. And I didn't see anything like this on the bottom of the floor.
No.
Okay.
Just those hook ladders which are taking you up to this level.
Right. Looking up, do I think or can I see on the next level whether I think it might be one up there as well? Or
What, another handle?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think you can see a handle on the next one up? So it looks like these are individual
Right.
things.
Okay. feasibly looking at it, how difficult do I think it would be as a weasel to climb up the vines and get to the top?
You think it wouldn't be difficult? These are thick old vines in a lattice. This would be akin to climbing up a tree.
Okay,
in the
go for the
forest.
jump onto the vines then from where I
Go
am.
for it.
Fuck me. I mean, like...
I don't like the fact that he's got his head in his hands. I can't hear what he's saying, but it doesn't bode well.
4 plus 3, 7. Fucking prick.
Can you give yourself guidance?
Well, I can, but I feel like it's a bit like... I feel like it's a bit of a weird, because otherwise you'd be giving yourself... It's a cantrip, so I could technically be guiding myself every time I do something.
Really?
But I feel like it's a bit of a weird, like... You shouldn't be able to do that, so I haven't been doing it because I feel like it's an abuse of the system.
Maybe this one time you give yourself guidance.
Uh,
I think that's fine, actually. Because you roll a D... What is it? A D6?
It's a D4.
D4. It's not that much extra. I think you should use it. It's just a bit of extra
yeah, I
knowledge.
won't delve because I got to do, eh?
So what have you got overall?
9.
9. Okay. Right. So you again do a corkscrew backflip, but your rotations actually kill your distance rather than help you. You smack into the stone just below the lattice.
Right, I slip down.
And you need to make a strength grab to grab into the stone with your little
Good, because
claws.
strength is my most positive stat, isn't it? Right, 16 minus 1, 15.
Wonderful. You managed to grab there for 1 second, and now you have another jump up to get to the lattice.
Right, let's make this go. 8 plus a 3.
Okay, and then you just make a jump to grab just the bottom of the lattice as you're hanging there.
That's right.
Stella is shitting herself.
Scrabble the fuck up. Don't worry, my dear, I will be back. This is all part of the plan, the wider plan. Not to die. Yeah.
Okay, so you're now in this lattice. As you're in the lattice, you can see very thick vines. There's flowers spread throughout this lattice. This is a really big area of vines. You can see through little gaps that apparently a weasel definitely could squeeze through. You can now see into the VIP area.
Ooh.
You can see people sitting and eating. You can see a stage with people performing. And you can also see these kind of quite beautiful silver trees in a... two next to the edges of the stage that are in the centre of this really large room, and one is actually on the corner of your lattice, but obviously on the other side in the party area. So this lattice seems to be a way to divide the mechanism, the clockwork stuff, and hide it from the guests that are in the VIP room. So that's where you are.
Okay.
And I think we might leave you there on the lattice.
Good.
So, we've got Locke, who's just managed to get his way into the VIP area.
My ears hurt. My fingers were in my ears an awful long time.
You really did.
Yeah.
You don't know what happened though. So that's
No
good.
idea.
That's very.
I know
good.
at one point he looked very sad. Then he looked more sort of just annoyed and frustrated.
Yeah.
And then he looked a little bit more like just sort of either accepting of what happened or
Exactly.
maybe a bit more relaxed.
Okay.
But at one point he was really sad, so...
I think the only thing I noticed was complete stress all over his face.
Oh yeah, he was not
And I
happy.
noticed that, I think, every time I turned around to look at him.
Yeah.
Which was not that often, I suppose, but yeah, that I assume that's a good sign.
Wonderful. So, at the moment we've got Locke, who's in the VIP area. You've sat and you stood in this corridor and you waited for some people to pass. Some general VIP people passing.
Okay.
You see a goblin who's dressed very fancily, and someone's talking to him, referring to him as Galax.
Oh,
Wait,
Galek.
no, sorry,
No,
Gravlax.
Gravlax, yeah. I met Gravlax's ship earlier.
Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
Trying to get on it.
Gravlax.
You're not allowed on it.
He seems like quite a big deal. He
Okay.
moves past you, and he moves past you into this room that you're next to.
Okay.
He opens a door, and you can see that that's like kind of a gentleman's lounge, a smoky gentleman's lounge in there.
Okay.
He goes in there. As the door closes, roll me a perception check.
I most certainly will. 5 plus 4, 9.
9, good.
Always at the critical points.
As you some smoke comes out and it kind of hazes your eyes slightly, and as you squint, you see the face of a rhino as the door closes.
Okay. Do I? So I'd like to roll insight. Do I think this area would be off limits to
To
general
rhinos.
or to general guests, or do I think I could walk in and it wouldn't?
Passive insight, you know, yeah, this seems fine. There's no guards on this door specifically.
Okay.
This is an area people walk into. It's sensible that there's a smoking area for men to smoke and talk about building their empire behind the scenes.
Where the proletariat can't hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Doing shady deals.
And in terms of this corridor, further up, guests will continue to file along that path.
yeah, so the corridor, people are moving past you.
Yeah.
They're getting to this white knight statue and they're turning right into this archway.
Okay. I'm going to go.
In fact,
sure.
as they do that, the archway reminds you of an archway.
Does
Not
it-
one and the same, but it's an archway that you peered through when you were exploring the castle last time. A similar
The
style.
archway when I was heading towards the kitchen from the storage room.
No, the archway when you went upstairs from the kitchen and you started moving down a corridor to view the VIP area.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I think I want to investigate this room. And I think I can probably get away with doing that. So I'm going to, again, casually go into the room and, prepare to light up or whatever.
So as you open the door, this room has a lot of smoke in it. The other things that stand out as soon as you open the room is there is a stuffed rhino.
Okay.
Real life rhino that's been stuffed. Right next to you, enter the door.
Like a life size, like body and
yeah,
head.
this was a rhino.
Okay. No, I meant not like a head
A
on a wall.
taxidermied rhino, to be
Okay.
accurate. Next to the rhino.
And it's the whole. It's not just the head. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's
the
what I
whole
was.
thing.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Next to the rhino is a taxidermied owl bear.
Goodness. Okay.
And then past the taxidermied owl bear is
A taxidermy weasel.
a taxidermied weasel. No, a taxidermied androsphinx.
Okay.
It's like a lion with wings.
Okay, fair enough.
So these beasts, these are some very impressive beasts.
Yeah. Quite scary, I imagine, as well, actually.
You're drawn into the centre of the room.
Okay.
And as you admire the owl bear, you see a placard under it, and it says, "This 17-year-old owl bear was defeated by Ufar the wrestler."
And do I notice the other plaques? Do the others have a similar?
The others also have plaques,
And it says-
saying they were defeated in the arena
Okay.
by different gladiators. The owl bear specifically, you can see they've tried to do a reconstruction, but you can see his face has been smashed in
Okay.
to a degree.
Okay. So that's really interesting because obviously we know that there was the hammer as well in the entertainment area.
Yes.
So clearly someone is a fan of Ufra,
How could you not be?
or maybe there is some relationship there.
You turn and look into the room, and then you can see a few different gentlemen sitting around tables, spread into groups, and then there's a bar at the far corner, and there is a guard at the edge of the bar, and there are bar servants behind the bars.
Okay. And do I see anyone of interest?
I think you will. Yes, you do. You see Gravlax,
Okay.
who's just sat down.
And do I know anything about Gravlax?
Roll a history or
Streetwise?
an insight. I wish there was Streetwise.
Yeah, there's no such stat in 5
No.
years.
Oh,
That's why we keep joking about
bloody
it.
hell. 10. And what did you say?
History or insight.
History. Okay. So, well, 4. They're both 4, so 4.
Okay.
So 14. Sorry.
14. Okay, so you have heard of him as quite a big deal as a banker,
Okay.
but that's no particular details. It's obviously a very high level of business and politics that may be something that Locke doesn't keep himself concerned with often.
Yeah. Okay.
He's sitting in the around a table with a retinue someone walk into in with 2 humans. He's sitting with a female elf, and he's sitting with another male human.
Okay. And is there just one table where they're all smoking, or are there different tables and sofas? And...
There are different tables and sofas. Yeah.
So I
all
think
spread out.
I would be interested in maybe if I could not joining their table, but sitting nearby
You could go to their table's closest to the bar, so you could go to the bar and order drinks while trying to listen to what they're talking about.
Okay, yeah, I want to be nearby, but I want to not be involved or have people really notice me that much.
Okay.
So yeah,
Go ahead. So go up to the bar and roll a deception.
sure.
Try and look like you're
4 plus 6, so 10.
10. Wonderful. Okay. Now roll a perception.
Okay. 10 plus 4.
Okay. So as you walk over to the bar, you hear Gravlax saying, "And he says he's going to pass it over. Oh wait, we should talk about this later." As he notices you walk over.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
You maybe weren't quite as subtle as
Yeah.
the dice would have allowed.
Yeah.
And then they just make general conversation. Gravlax is very excited about the foods they'll be eating tonight.
Okay.
So you go to the bar. There's a guard on the corner that gives you a nod and says, "Evening, sir." There's a barmaid behind the bar that is ready to serve you a drink. From behind the bar, you see a massive wall of all these kind of different liquors from all over Helen's Scar, every kind of thing imaginable. Like, this is quite a cosmopolitan city, and it's all brought in. You also see behind the bar a staircase that seems to disappear into the floor. And from the intense planning that I know you all did,
Yes, of course.
all the maps that you've drawn that you're now referring to, because you're diligent D&D players, not a bunch of dickheads,
Yep.
you feel like this would be above the guard station.
Okay. Interesting. So maybe this could lead down to the entertainment area, which was opposite the guard station.
Yes.
Yes, I'm thinking of the right thing.
Yes.
Okay.
This could lead to the entertainment area if you went through the guard station.
Okay. Interesting.
So, yeah, that's your position. You're in this smoking room.
Yep.
You haven't explored the rest of the VIP area,
Nope.
which, you could have Lance sitting at a table eating food there. You don't know, because you don't know where Lance is.
I have no idea where Lars is. I'm not expecting to see him anytime soon.
No, yes.
Or,
I have to tell you that I think next episode there's going to be a change of tack from Lance, and there's going to be shit is going to go down because
I just like to quote, "No, DM, I don't want any health potions." Okay.
No, I never said
I
that.
don't need health potions.
That's
I
not
feel
what I
like
said.
cheating.
that's not what I
Just
said.
because we never use them. Oh, okay, right.
Okay.
So yeah, and I think there we're going to have to wrap it up.
I'm outside the tobacconist.
Yes, yeah, and you're doing a very good job. There are flowers out there, and none of them have been destroyed.
Perfect.
None of them.
And what time is it, just as we're finishing?
As we're finished, well,
Yeah, that's quite a good point.
Time
Yeah,
is kind of spread.
because I
Mine
tell
is
you,
a flat circle.
shit is going to go down quickly where,
There we go.
where fucking Lance
So,
is.
for Lance, it's 8:20.
Right.
For Locke, it's about 8.
Right.
And for Key, it's also about 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to run to where Lance is in 5 minutes to stop him doing whatever upset
Yeah,
him so
find
much.
out where he is.
Yeah, like shit, if there was a CCTV camera in the area where I am, like, fucking hell, RSPCA would be all over this.
Well, that's a
What have you
strange
done to your wife?
No, it's what I've done to myself, eh?
Well, thank you for listening to our
Thanks,
podcast
guys.
this week. We are very pleased.
The Formal Gamer, podcasts for those with exquisite taste.